All right, hello ECAC viewers. Tonight at 8 o'clock we have a match between St. Clair University from Ontario, Canada versus OSO Esports from Baylor University in Waco, Texas. I'm one of your casters. I'm going to be color. I'm Althea, and I'm joined with Inferno.
Hello.
And we also have our amazing spectator here, observer, named Beldia. And we're going to be hopping in first here into Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang Tower. Can't wait to see what comps we're going to see for this map.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. This is actually the starting map we had last week for the last game, and it was kind of a breeze for them, but we saw some close range compositions with players like May and Venture and Junkrat, which worked really in favor of the people who were running them. So we'll see if they're going to go for a long range type snipe approach or more of a brawl close range aggro approach.
Seeing the comps now.
Yeah, already we're gonna see the May picks and the Venture and stuff, and that's definitely gonna play well in these close corridors that this map has.
We might be seeing a Mao go before it even. Oh, holy Huan. Thinking about what tank he wants to go.
Yeah, seeing a the Orisa into the Ramattra will definitely be interesting. Gonna see the Sim TP.
Teleporter coming out for OSO. Gonna be fighting on this top. Big purple nade coming out. The Kiriko cleanse coming down on the Orisa. Bay getting the high ground. With support in the back trying to keep everyone alive. The hyper ring and the shield go down for OSO. Projected now is locked. Still gonna be fighting. The ice block comes out for May now. Gonna get some quick heals. Back up, isolated to 2. Gonna be falling all over the place. We're now looking at a 3v4 in favor of Clair.
And yeah, that looks like the fight closing out in favor of St. Clair. They're gonna keep it going here though. Good pick from Livno. Yeah, so that fight definitely, we thought it was looking close between both of them, very evenly matched in that right side, but St. Clair was able to get the pick on the Tracer early, and then from there they just had the man advantage and took the fight, took point, hit some good picks. You're gonna see it pick up again here.
Maywall comes in, trying to catch the tank back. We're gonna have some ult. Tracer trying to capture the point. Ult line, Lucio contest. Sune comes down. Frozen the enemy team.
Yeah, that was cleaned up quick. We saw the frozen ult from May come down. Orisa with the
Pushing into the enemy spawn here now. St. Clair. Still picking up 4 in OSO's spawn.
Yeah, we're seeing St. Clair really pin OSO here in their spawn, and just they did use 2 extra ults there at the end to maintain that pressure, but we're going to be seeing the Nano as well as the Blizzard from OSO here.
Comes down. Trying to isolate the Ramattra. E-drop comes down for St. Clair. Blizzard over the test. And we see the pick still coming through for St. Clair.
Yeah, that was very
now.
That was very surprising from OSO. They used the Blizzard and the Ramattra ult, the Annihilation, and they still couldn't even get a pick from it. They still have the man advantage, they're pinning them against their spawn here.
Off the map.
He takes one with him.
As that round finishes up.
Wraps that up. Definitely a match in favor of St. Clair though. OSO did their best to hold, and even with their ults, they just weren't able to take it. The pressure that the Orisa held, just not being able to be moved, just holding their position, constantly pushing up, keeping the pressure on OSO, keeping them pinned with the ult advantage every fight as well, just really helped them out. And we're gonna have to
the May wall is coming from Judgmental, trying to isolate the Ramatra and get an early pick on one of the most crucial parts of the team.
Yeah, definitely. Getting Costa out, killing him early, or even getting a pick on someone like Rev in the back line just immediately gives them the man advantage and what they need to just shut down the rest of them.
Absolutely. We have some support swaps coming in. A little late to the fight on OSO.
Well, whatever they need to try and retake this.
We've seen them trying to box in this corridor now with St. Clair already on the point. Going to be unlocking pretty soon here. Huge purple mage coming down from OSO.
You can see Rev here still trying to just bother their back line, but can't he get anything?
Maybe a little early in the fight here. Let's see if they make a play out of it. Costa getting 2 now. 3 fall, 4 for, and that's everyone.
That fight,
Clair.
you can definitely see what happened there. You can definitely see with St. Clair trying to push that one angle, but OSO spread out there and was able to wrap around from almost every point on the objective to get some picks, separate them, and get what they need to win the fight.
Terminator falling low here. It's going to be healed back to full by Juno and Ana. Venture looking to be a thorn in the side of OSO.
Pick from Costa.
Both teams here.
Looking like a
fighting on point.
pretty evenly matched fight between both of them here.
The Javelin helping secure Costa kill.
Back and forth.
Just Juno and St. Clair finishes them off.
Looks like we're going to be seeing a couple switches from OSO here. Saw them kind of running back towards spawn. No, just for the group up, but
Now the ult economy is not looking too bad for either team. Full ult on both sides. We have 3 ready to use right now.
yeah, it's just going to be who can use them better is the question. We're about to see at any point here.
Yeah, we're coming out. It's just an ult fest. Yeah, pretty much what I was expecting. The Annihilation coming down and finishing up a lot of their kills. Juno boxing with Lucio on point. While Venture finds a kill in the back.
So really the only thing they used there was, oh, fight continues with the Venture contest, we'll see.
Contesting, not going to let the point go over just yet. Venture contesting with the Kitsune rush. Now on the point, it's going to be a lot harder for OSO to finish this.
Oh, and they're just pushing Costa off the map. Now, this was definitely really strong from OSO. They used both of their support ults to retake that, and it definitely worked in their favor, but we're gonna see St. Clair now coming back. Or OSO, yeah, OSO. Yeah, even after that, they still have the ult advantage, so we'll see what they can do here.
Teresa falling super early for St. Clair. And then Costa falling right behind. The pulse bomb finding Venture.
Okay, so yeah, we used both DPS ults from OSO in order to retake that, which allows them to get it. And looking at this from OSO, we're going to be able to just see the Nano, not really close to any others, but they're going to have the Venture ult in order to get some good damage out, especially on a close range point like this. We're definitely going to be seeing some good value from Static Sock.
Javelin finding an early pick onto the Ana. St. Clair up in this fight now. Pushing Costa and OSO off the point. Gonna contest it. Getting closer and closer to that 99%. About to send it into overtime now. No need. They finish up all the kills.
Yeah, we saw Holy Human there just
win.
in that corner there, just holding the point as much as they could. They were able to get the cap. St. Clair was able to get the cap with 4 members of OSO up, and that's just not something you can allow them to do when they're that close to the win. So all it takes is one lost fight, and that's St. Clair taking the map. You're gonna see the play of the game from Aesthetic Stock. That was definitely an interesting game because first round we saw OSO definitely getting pretty pretty heavily pushed back into their spawn, tough fights, but second map we
Mhm.
saw a lot more contesting and a lot more fights going out with them, better use of the ult, better use of the flanking tracer, and all around better, but St. Clair was able to just snap back with the better ult economy and win the fights they needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looked like St. Clair was just using the ults better there and just securing more of the early game kills or early fight kills, which just led to a snowball effect on the rest of the team there for OSO.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting game here.
Looking to get into the second game here very shortly.
I'm not sure what mode it is. I believe it is hybrid, so possibly a King's Row or a New Queen Street. Don't entirely remember, so
Love just seeing King's Row coming out here.
yeah, that's one of my favorite maps.
One of my favorite. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Taking a look at the teams again here, we're looking at OSO. They got Costa, Jammin, Turlinator, Rev, and Illusion. Costa, or OSO actually lost their last match, going 0-1 for their current record, and against St. Clair, who actually won their last match in a tight overtime, winning 3-2. So they're up 1 on OSO. So we're going to see if OSO can get their first win of the season here, second weekend. But I'm sure these teams do seem fairly evenly matched.
Absolutely.
I believe right now we have some waiting on technical stuff, possibly the map.
Yep. Just a short delay before we get into
Oh yeah,
the second map here.
they are doing hybrid. They're banning the maps right now. So first ban is going to be on Hollywood, and then banning Eichenwald. So Kings Row and New Queen Street are still up there. You're going to see the Eichenwald ban from OSO and the other map from St. Clair. Judging by how they played here in Inferno, how do you think each team will play on these specific maps that we could be getting here?
I think when we see which map we're going to, but I do believe St. Clair is going to favor that aggressive style of getting in their face and trying to get those early picks again and going with that snowball effect. And I think OSO needs to play a little defensively, let them use some abilities, heal them up, and then hit harder on the second time when they're down on abilities. And they might be able to swing some fights their way that. And it actually looks like we're going to be going to King's Row here, so I can't wait to see.
Yes, definitely. I believe OSO is on attack first, so this should be fairly in their favor here on Kings Road. It has lots of side halls and back entrances you can get to flank the enemy, and that's basically what OSO is doing the entirety of that map, or at least trying to do, was just getting the flank on them, getting the picks they need, and trying to get that. But the issue here is that St. Clair plays really well together and rarely leaves, and if they do get a flank, they get the peel they need to, or even just win the fight. Looks like we're gonna see a disconnect here from
Yep.
Rev, so
A quick
gonna
DC. It looks like they're getting him back into the game. Should just take a minute or so. But we already have the Orisa and May pick for St. Clair already. It looks like they're going to be sticking with that, trying to isolate their tank at that front choke and seeing if they can get those picks, like I was saying. And we already have Jammin on the Ana again. I wonder if we're going to see the Costa on Ramatra again. I feel like that was a good pick. They just needed to work around it a little bit more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Orisa definitely has a lot of crowd control, which is what you need on a map like this, where the corners and the hallways you need to be able to maintain control of, keep the chokes, keep the enemy in the choke, don't let them push up. And Orisa is great at denying areas, because with the javelin spin and the javelin throw, even when that's not enough, you can just fortify and stand there, get pumped full of healing, and they can't get through you. Especially with the Maywall too, they're just going to have a lot of map
Especially
control.
with the Maywall. Yep.
So, but then again, like I said, Eichenwald has, or Kings Row has a lot of backways and passages you can go, and hopefully we can see. I believe it was Turlinator on the Tracer, or Rev on the
I
Tracer,
think
that
it
was
was
really
Rev
good.
on the Tracer. Yep.
Yeah, Rev on
Gonna
the
see if
Tracer
they
getting the
can
picks.
use those back alleys and
I'm definitely excited to
sneaking
see
back
how
and
these teams will
it up.
play this
Yeah,
match.
absolutely. It looks like Rev should be joining back pretty soon here.
I believe they said it was an internet issue. Hopefully it's not too reoccurring throughout the match. I believe teams are only allowed one pause. At least those are the siege rules, so it is up to the other team, of course, but by ECAC rules.
A quick DC, and it looks like they're talking in chat and all is
Yeah,
well.
it's good to see. Yeah, these teams are being very friendly in chat. I believe right now they're talking about doing a
course.
meetup in looks like Kansas, trying to do a
DC's
school
always,
collab.
kill the mood a little bit, but it's nice to see everyone is still
Yeah,
happy,
the
ready to
best way
play
to
Overwatch.
best way to fix that is with a LAN party. Just and there's
Of
internet
course.
issues, play together. But it's good to see that the teams are getting along well after that match, and hopefully we can see that throughout the rest of the games.
We
All right, we
have
got
Rev joining back in now. I don't know. Do we have to do a restart the match? Yeah. We
all
might have
right.
to restart the match here to get Rev back in.
It's not like we're too far in. Oh, all right. Yeah, we are good. So
Oh, looks like we don't.
should be all set. See what interesting. Hopefully, I'm hoping to see some interesting picks here because a Widowmaker can be pretty strong here as long as they're getting the shots.
Absolutely.
But something a change in comp for both of them would be probably what OSO needs, honestly, in order to keep up with St. Clair and how they're
St. Clair
performing.
looks like they're going to be sticking to the... Oh, we have Judgmental going on Ash now.
When we're going to actually see the Rev on the Widow and spawn, could be interesting, could just be a spawn door peek on possibly one of the supports, but it would be cool to see Rev play it through.
And we saw how detrimental those first picks were when St. Clair was getting them last game. I wonder if OSO can get this first pick here with this Widow, if they can just steamroll this first point and cap it right away.
Yeah, Kings Road does have a fairly long walk, and without a Mercy, they don't have much movement other than the... well, I guess the only player they don't have with movement is Ana, but getting the Ana, which is probably the easiest character to snipe out of all of them, early game, lots of less healing, good picks necessary for the team.
We have our Orisa playing on the stack here for St. Clair, actually. And getting the Javelin on the Widow, trying to get the pick. That's one way to shut that down.
It's surprising to see
through St. Clair's defense, though.
Yeah, the amount of map control that St. Clair's already given up.
We have Costa now pushing the point with Perlinator shooting that Orisa on the side. Now going to be capping. A huge purple nade comes down from St. Clair onto OSO. Gonna push them back a bit now with a pick from Judgmental and Perlinator. Second pick on the red. And OSO is forced back in the spawn for the time being. With the Holy Guam picking up 3 kills on the back end of that fight.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting that OSO or St. Clair was able to come back there because OSO took so much space in the start with how spread out they were, but it was more so just a spider web because as soon as they pushed in, they were able to just close up on them, get the antis they needed and get the picks. And that's another from Holy Juan.
Starting right into the double here. They've been Justice playing up a little bit. I think they're going to be pushing up.
Playing, yeah, they're definitely going to try and play more together here. I don't think they're going to let them take the space they did before. So we'll see how it works out. The flank tracer is still trying to do work.
I do like this. Ooh, the sleep dart coming through on Costa here. I do like the Zarya swap into the Orisa to try to help box this out a little bit more.
Yeah, it definitely helps with the javelin spin. The projectiles are able to just eat right through it.
They already got the Orisa ult coming down, not being able to pick up any. Pulse bomb from Aesthetic Stock picks up one. Homing missiles now picks up a second. Tank falls, and that's another push that Clair has shut down.
Yeah, again, I mean, looking at the ults here, they did use a lot in order to keep that, and that's definitely going to get answered by OSO. They have the close spawn, they have the damage, they have the ult advantage. They're able to come back, and they're going to have the pressure, but we're going to see bolt supports out. Bolt supports ults out probably this next fight from some St. Clair in order to maintain the defense.
I'm wondering how this next fight should be going. Ash falling critically low, pulled up by that Bow orbital rays coming down. Picks all over the place. Looks to be in favor of OSO right now. With Rev picking up Judgmental on the Ash. And Holy Juan and Love Note are the only two left on the point.
Yeah, it's surprising they still haven't killed Holy Juan. Oh, and just as I say, he drops.
A little Kitsune rush.
That fight, that fight was interesting because they were able to take that because because Turlinator was able to fight Injustice just in the side, keep the pressure on him, and without the heals on the rest of the team, they fell quite quickly to the Tracer and the rest of the team.
Bob now contesting. It burned real quick. St. Clair not willing to give this point up just yet. Gonna use some ult to try to contest this now. Another result.
They have to be careful of the C9 though. Oh,
that's
wow.
A team kill for St. Clair using just a few ults and completely shutting down OSO.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get the contest there. That is a really rough take. Just getting the Orisa back as quick as possible with the Nano and the Javelin Spin, the Terra Surge is just really strong, really strong map control to take that back, and it was really surprising to see St. Clair come back there, especially with, I believe that was 3%, 4% left on the point. Definitely surprising.
It was very close, and that's what makes me wonder why Costa and Turlinator didn't use the Graviton Surge or the Overclock on the Sojourn. They had 2 ults to burn at the end there, and it looks like they were maybe banking on winning that and using it for the next fight, and didn't end up winning that fight, actually.
Yeah, you can definitely see that at that high cap rate, you just don't expect the enemy to come back and make a full push. It's just not worth the commitment. But that mindset forced Costa and Turlinator to save the ults, and where Graviton Surge is arguably one of the best ults in the match here, it's just definitely not something you want to keep in the pocket, especially when the match is just going to end. Looks like we're going to see...
Actually going for the Orisa switch now.
Yeah, it's... I believe he was playing... Yeah, he was playing Zarya before, so Orisa again will less CC, especially against another Orisa, allows you to keep the control you want. Gonna see the Judgmental pick on the Widow in order to try and get an early pick here, hiding not to show himself. We'll see if he can get something.
One of those early kills that St. Clair loves. Gonna be hiding just for a little bit. Putting up the illusion that there's no Widow. There's no threat.
And with the lurking Tracer on the flank, they already have the map control they want.
OSO's playing very well behind cover. Not giving his Widow much of a shot. The Javelin out comes through. But we see St. Clair already picking up some of the kills. 2 fall already for OSO. Tank's low. That's a tank. That's a lot
gonna
dead
be
for
a
OSO.
team kill for St. Clair.
Unless OSO can contest here.
Yeah, that was definitely a really strong push. They're all the way up in their spawn. They know that they can't get the point with them here.
Yep.
I believe that is going to... Oh,
we
there
have
is a contest
coming through.
with the Tracer.
Turlinator on the spawn.
There's a Sojourn, Lucio. Oh, and the C9 from Lucio as he runs in the back.
Unfortunately.
That was
great contest, but to no avail as St. Clair takes King's Row.
Yeah, that was very strong push from St. Clair. They knew they did not want to get caught up in the main choke. They know what they wanted. They kept the Widow in the back, kept it secret, and then they moved the rest of the team around and got what they needed. This was the insane retake on the first point with the 4K from Holy Juan. Very, very nice from him.
Just an amazing hold.
Yeah, very good.
St. Clair contesting that right at the very end and pushing them off and winning that round. making it a lot easier for them to just come back on the attack and just cap the point once. One team fight.
And at the start of the match, it definitely was looking in OSO's favor, but despite them not winning a single fight, or most fights, because we saw St. Clair very spread out on the defense, but despite the distance between them, they're still playing together how they needed very well, and OSO just couldn't keep up. Even when they had the flank on somebody or had the Tracer or Sojourn get a pick, they just were able to regroup, and they knew the targets they needed to take out. They knew the order of kills they needed. They isolated who they needed to. They split for their team when needed it, and they just played really well for St. Clair.
Absolutely. And it's not to say that OSO is necessarily playing bad or anything. I just think St. Clair is just cooking right now. They're hot. They're ready to play again. They're ready to go, man.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, definitely don't undermine OSO. This is definitely still their game. They're doing really well in these matches, but they just need to, I feel they need to come together more, play more. Even if they play more aggressively, they need to play more coordinated, because you can definitely see St. Clair, if they, OSO has great flanks on St. Clair, but St. Clair is able to make the peels they need and get where they need to in order to help who needs it. And OSO is just kind of left alone when they don't have somebody.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we're going to be...
I believe next map is Push.
Push, okay.
Assuming it's the same as last week, so they're banning... Oh, no.
Yep.
New Queen Street. Are we doing a second hybrid? Maybe I don't know. We'll see here. I thought it was Push, but they we're seeing the New Queen Street ban from St. Clair. Not sure. It is Push. All right. So we got Esperanza, pick Runasapi, and still no picks bans out though. Oh, never mind. I apologize. I forget New Queen Street is Toronto. I was thinking, what's the New York map, the hybrid one?
Hybrid. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Midtown. Yes, I was thinking Midtown. New Queen Street ban. Esperanza looks like is the map. They are ready, and
we're gonna be going to Esperanza. Yep.
We're gonna have to see some good flanks from OSO here, for or even picks or group up. But we're gonna have to see them come back in order to beat St. Clair, because St. Clair, like you said, they're here to play. They're here to get what they need.
I am curious to see how this push map is going to go, because as we've seen so far in the past two maps, St. Clair is definitely equipped to play well as a team, as one unit, peel, push, do what they need to do. And I'm just curious how OSO is going to be doing with some of these backline pushes that they've been trying. If they can secure those picks, I'm sure this can go in their favor. I'm just curious to see how they're going to get them.
Yeah, definitely. And push is definitely an interesting mode, because when we have seen OSO play well, it's because of their ult economy and getting the advantage. But the way push works is, if you lose a fight, you have to win two to get the advantage. It's not just winning back and forth like Control. You have to push that bot back and hold the mid fight and then continue the winning. So you have to be able to have good ult economy and keeping your team how they need to play and staying healthy in your team play.
Right now we have Asta on the Winston and Holy Juan on the Winston. Actually, a mirror match on the Winston right now. We're gonna have a bit of faster team with Tracer, Sombra, Juno.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see a commit to the dive flank type play from OSO with the Sombra Tracer. So we're gonna see that go into play now. Hopefully they can get an early pick on one of the supports.
Calling out all this information. We'll be turning some heads here. Holy Juan pushes on both, though. As St. Clair gets pushed back by Costa, finding a pick on Liana. pushing the Juno back, falling a little low though, has to back up for some heals. St. Clair now just testing the poster just a little bit here. St. Clair finding good pick on the OSO, with 3 of them falling now, 2 from the support. Love Note's on a roll here. Holy Juan finds Juno in the back line. Gonna be looking for the Sombra as well. Finishes off the Sombra and now can regroup with the team.
With that Tracer too, he can definitely get the support that Juan needs in the back line. Just if they need a target dead, they can get it.
Absolutely. Feeling like those pseudo die.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting too with the Ashe compared to the Sombra. Being able to get the long range damage on a map like this is what you need. They are playing close here though.
Big one on the top of the bridge here now. Holy Juan finding the Sombra. Ascetics off winning the Tracer one. Right back to the we have OSO grouped up in this room now. Gonna be getting pushed on by St. Clair. Near their spawn again, where St. Clair has been favoring these fights.
Let's see.
Primal Rage in the back.
You can see the tanks are just ignoring each other. They're just going for the back line, the supports. They know who they need to go for in order to win. The hack onto Costa, onto Juan.
We now have the robots going back in OSO's favor. We're gonna have some fights over here for the tank.
We're gonna see a lot of ults coming online here too. It's gonna be interesting to see what we can get.
We have a few picks now coming for St. Clair.
Yeah.
One in the back here.
He's trying to get out, but he's caught by the Sombra.
He gets hacked. Curlinator finds him on the getaway. Almost gets away himself.
And this is the translocator there. Gets killed by the brick.
Retains the robot.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the ults here, we have almost everybody up, but it is in the favor of OSO. Kitsune Rush and Injustice Rally coming out.
Robot's now going back toward the OSO side. Oh, now going back the other way. It's a back and forth right here. Trying to get some of those supports for St. Clair. Finds OSO's Kiriko. Tracer falls as well for OSO.
Yeah, you can definitely see it feels like the Ashe is just doing so much more for St. Clair than the Sombra because they're able to just pump so much more damage. Sombra's trying to get the damage she needs, but they're getting a couple picks for it every once in a while, but every once in a while isn't good compared to the constant pressure that Ashe is able to put on.
You would have the EMP. What's Sombra here? Nice ult on the members of St. Clair. Holy Juan now in the back line. EMP goes down. 2 kills for each. OSO now in the lead for kills here. Gonna see if they can get a few more down. And Curlinator and Costa trying to finish off the fight.
Yeah, definitely gonna see some chasing, and oh, he doesn't get it, but Sock catches him.
Is Curlinator on the way out.
But can they catch Sock as he's getting out here?
Great tracking from Stock. See if he can get out, yes.
Looking at the ultra, we're gonna have the Primal Rage and the Orbital Laser from Illusion. Definitely gonna help in the fight.
Taking the fight to each other's back line. With Rev to assist here. Primal Rage coming out for Costa. A lot of backline play going on this game.
We're gonna see the switch from Tracer for Rev to Ashe to try and match the Judgmental, try and keep that pressure up from afar.
Primal in the back, let's take it out now.
Lost the pulse bomb.
This is just by a little bit. Still secures the kill onto the Ashe. Love Note finds the Juno.
Full support bolts out from St. Clair.
3 picks, 4 picks for St. Clair.
Yeah, St. Clair's doing a really
Holding
good
up
job
the
of
spawn there.
keeping the pressure on them, keeping them in spawn, making sure they can get this bot capped.
Burning the Ash
Oh.
before she can even contest. And that's the map for St. Clair.
Yeah, the Bob contest just can't get there. St. Clair's going to make that cap theirs, get the map, and that's going to be the match for St. Clair. Definitely interesting. There was a lot going on there, constant fights from both teams, but really what it was who's Winston and Tracer can tie the other team's backline better, and I think just with the Ashe from the start really helped out St. Clair, keeping the pressure on in the backline because they had the Sombra Tracer and it just couldn't compete to having the Ashe because when their backline was rushed, they had more to deal with.
Absolutely. We just saw a little bit more aggression from St. Clair there than we did from OSO, which in turn resulted in the victory for St. Clair, 3-0.
Yeah, so that is going to be St. Clair's second victory, going 2-0 now, and hopefully OSO will win next week. And again, I was Althea with my co-caster here, Inferno. Any final remarks?
Thanks for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. We enjoyed casting this. I hope the
Yes.
teams enjoyed playing. It looked like they were very good games, all three. It may have been a 3-0, but that's not to say that there wasn't a lot of fighting, a lot of good matches, good ults, good team fights, team synergy, and we just had St. Clair come out as the victor today.
Yeah, those were, again, congratulations to St. Clair. Good job for both teams. OSO played well where they could. St. Clair was able to just nab the jaws of victory in each game, just getting the advantage. And so again, congratulations to both teams. Thank you, Inferno. I'm Althea. Thank you to our observer,